Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are learning some Texas history, starting with the father of Texas, Stephen F. Austin. We're going to look at some places that were important to his life, and we start off in San Antonio with Moses Austin, his father, who was trying to get a land grant to settle some Anglo settlers in Texas. So he went to the Spanish governor's palace, and there they pretty much rejected him. They told him no, he couldn't start this. He wasn't too familiar with the rules and the laws, and slavery was an issue, as well as where were they going to build this colony? Where were they going to get the help? How were they going to do it? So they pretty much told him no. Mexico and Texas were part of Spain during this time, so he wasn't able to get much success. So he went on his way, dejected, until he met the Baron de Bastrop. This guy knew the Spanish governor and he knew how to swindle his way through things since he wasn't even an actual baron. He's one of my favorite people. So he helped Austin go back and they talked to the Spanish governor and they were able to get their land grant. But unfortunately, Moses Austin got really sick on the way back and he ended up dying of pneumonia, and that's when his son Stephen F. Austin took over. But by this time, the Mexican Revolution had taken place. Spain was no longer in charge, so they didn't want to accept the land grant as it was signed. Luckily, Stephen F. Austin met Jose Antonio Navarro, who was able to help the Mexican government agree to what they had previously agreed to when they were the Spanish government. So, with his help, they were able to go out and look for different land grants and different places, and they ended up settling close to the Colorado River at San Felipe de Austin. And you can go and see this place now. It's a state historic site. It's pretty well maintained, it's pretty well done. You can come here and see how the colony first started, what they did, how they gave each other their land grants, and learn a lot of history about the first Anglo settlers here in Texas. This is where the revolutionary history of Texas pretty much starts, because without the Anglos here, then there wouldn't ever have been an Alamo or a San Jacinto or a Sam Houston. But it's the reason why Stephen F. Austin is considered the father of Texas, because he's the one that started bringing the first 300 families here. And you can come here, check it out, check out the history, pose with the statue. I love posing with statues, by the way. It's an amazing place to go and visit. Plus, they also talk about the runaway scrape, which is when Sam Houston ordered the evacuation of the town because Santa Anna was coming. And it talks a bit about that too. Another place you can visit that has something to do with Stephen F. Austin is right here in Austin, Texas, at the Trudy Oak. Now, this giant oak was a place where Stephen F. Austin would meet with Native American leaders and they would sign treaties. And it's still there, even though somebody tried to kill it. Yeah, that guy was a horrible person. You can come here, you can see how it's protected and how half of it died, but it's still pretty majestic. It's a pretty cool story. And then Texas also celebrates Stephen F. Austin by having this gigantic statue in his honor in Angleton, Texas. You can see it off the side of the road. Stop there, get to learn a little bit of history, um, learn some Texas history, learn some Stephen F. Austin history, and just pose with the statue and do silly things. They got a tiny little museum that you can check out with some artifacts, including this mock up of what they thought the statue was going to look like. And then you can also see the Stephen F. Austin bust in Belleville, Texas. It's pretty big. I was trying to get a good shot at it, but the sun was behind it, so I really couldn't. But still kind of nice to see Stephen F. Austin here and there in Texas, since he is pretty important to our history. Also, if you visit Nacogdoches, Texas, you can go to Stephen F. Austin State University, which used to be a teacher's college, but now it's for everyone. And then we have the Stephen F. Austin Memorial State Historic Site near West Columbia, Texas. It's the place where he died. There used to be some cabins here, and it was part of the city or town, and he ended up dying here of pneumonia, just like his father. He didn't live long. He died in 1836, which is just like 6 months or so after the Texas Revolution, so he didn't really live to see it become a state. You can come here, you can learn a little bit of that history. It's one of the newest state historic sites, so definitely go and check it out. I think eventually they'll build more stuff here, maybe a museum. maybe some other sites, maybe some statues. But you can come here and just think about Stephen F. Austin and all he did for our country slash state. And he was currently laying in rest at the Texas State Cemetery in Austin, Texas. He was brought here in 1910 after some discussions of where his final resting place should be. You come here, you can see his statue pointing out towards Texas, and it is his final resting place. His remains are actually in there. It's not just like a mock up or whatever. And of course, we have our state capital named after him, Austin, Texas. If you come here, you can check out some of the cool things that you can see in the building. I love the rotunda. It's one of the tallest in the world. And then we have one of the official statues of Stephen F. Austin with his pal Sam Houston. Both of those men were pretty important to Texas. But if you come here, they're the first statues that you see. And of course, you see two of the iconic paintings of Stephen F. Austin, one looking like a pioneer, and then the other one looking like a leader. So those are two of the most well-known Stephen F. Austin paintings. Anyways, those are some things that you can see here in Texas that have to do with Stephen F. Austin. Definitely go check them out. Go learn some history, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.